Nigerian Chief of Defense Staff General Christopher Musa admitted that one of the foremost notorious and dreaded terrorists in the north, ravaging the north, in the ongoing military slaughter against the terrorists and insurgency and banditry in the northern part of the country, has indicated interest to surrender himself to the Nigerian military. Well, as this has gained more reactions, asking how long and how many times will these reports be before the public domain. In his latest interview, the Chief of Defense Staff said that they are making progress in dislodging the Turji and his terrorist groups. Then the question is, in the midst of all this, why the escalation of continual insurgents, more expansion, and emergence of other new terrorist cells? If you are winning the war against terrorists, insurgency in the north, that would have deterred others from springing up. But the question is, what was the magic? The more you fight them, the more they expand, the more they become more formidable, the more they build their robust network and expansion and strategy to dismantle whatever uh, program or strategy the Nigerian military or the security or defense force of the Nigerians are coming with. The question to ask, which is a very important question, who are behind the sponsors? And why is it that despite the onslaught, the military chief of defense staff claimed that he has taken his second in command? How many of the second in commands have we had? And there have been several instances where the military have admitted that we are rounding up, we are very close to where he is. But today, the military defense force has exonerated that claim because he said once you want to get him here, where is the surveillance? Are there not surveillance within area surveillance to monitor his movements here and there from one point to the other? Are there no coordinations? Or they're telling us that they depends on the vulnerable population to give them intel. That this is quite funny and it doesn't sound reasonable because you can't depend on people who already have been subjected and you are depending on them to give you information that they live within the locals. Where are the surveillance? Where are the area surveillance and intelligence in the detective and crack intelligence team who will get to the point where he is? It's not a spirit, he's somewhere. So what are they telling us in this 21st century, where there are military hardwares, intelligence, and sophisticated area surveillance that could track even a pin? Are they telling us that they are not well trained in that capacity? In fact, there is something they are not telling us. And if these people are getting more fortified, even when you claim you are killing them, you are dislodging them, they are expanding them more, wreaking havoc here and there. You see, is that part of the north where the forest where they are, is it unapproachable, inaccessible? It is quite unclear. After a while now, you see Turji will come and debunk that if the military dies, then this has been a recurrent decimal. Whenever the chief of defense staff comes to make claim of having advantage or subduing these guys, they will come out to debunk that and challenge the Nigerian military. So there is something fundamentally wrong with this development, and the masses are not getting the actual picture of what is happening. Because you can say you are reducing their populations and then they are expanding the more, acquiring more unmanned area vehicles. You see, unmanned area vehicle or drones deploying in attacking the military. So why can't the military also deploy drones and other intelligent surveillance mechanisms to track them? Only telling us that, look, when the locals, they stay within the locals. By the time the people will get intel from the people that they are here, by the time in the next 2 hours they have left, left to where? It means there is no holistic approach deployed in the fight of this. There is some element of sentiment, and it is not in the interest of fighting for insurgency. But then we are not going there because some political elites within the north believe that Boko Haram are their brothers and their uh, northern interests. If you're fighting them, you're fighting the northern interest. Well, what is that interest? Let them come out and tell the Nigerians what is that interest. They believe that anyone fighting Boko Haram is fighting against the northern interest and the northern population. Let them come out and tell us, is it the position that have been expressed by this Boko Haram? They want an Islamic state. Let them come up open and, of course, discuss that. And with the instrumentality of the lawmakers from the north, let them advocate for Islamic states for the northerners. If that will pacify the people of the north and allow peace to reign, because you cannot tell us that you have anyone fighting the Boko Haram are fighting the northern interest. And what does Boko Haram represents? Islamic caliphate. Islamic, they are pushing for Islamic states. If that is okay, so why deceiving the masses? Why spending trillions of naira and without any results? This is quite very clear. Of course, they are in control of several communities, or if not local governments within the northern part of the country. You begin to ask, so why are there no military reinforcement to dislodge these people? If they are collecting tax, they are not spirits. They do that in real time. So why not deploy military or air surveillance, the Air Force? They can track that. But unfortunately, perhaps there are things we don't know that is playing out as I'm talking based on the information available and based on deductive reasoning. You have to ask, if you claim you are decimating these people, you are reducing their capacity to spread. To the contrary, the more you kill them, the more they expand. It means there's something fundamentally very not being clear in this instance or circumstances, because we get to know what is the magic behind their expansion. You see more emergence of terrorist cells or group in the midst of all these claims. Now, it means but whatever I can understand is that the North is being troubled the more. And in the light of these realities, they are considering expanding down to the southern region, which in most recent days we have seen the escalations, the influx of the ISWAP and the rest of them, a manufacturing bomb in Osun State, and in fact, they have infiltrated the south, just to say the least. And this necessitated the recent move by the southwestern governors to summon an emergency meeting to ensure their collaboration will stir the tide. But then some believe it is late, some believe they acted lately, but then it's only time will reveal how serious and committed they are to the safety of their own people and region, everyone within that region. Let's hear from the Chief of Defense Staff what he has to say.
When is Bele Turji? Why is the guy hiding away under your? I mean, Northwest is over 200,000 square kilometers. It's a massive area with a large forest area. Once they go under the forest, it's difficult to track them. And because, like I told you, they are not having distance written. They are within the communities. The people know them. So sometimes when they see them, before you get the information, it's like 2 hours. The man has moved. So when the information gets to you, before you move, he had left that area. But I can tell you, we have taken out his second in command. We have taken out most of his lieutenants. In fact, he was forced not to release most of the people that are under him. I am telling you that recently he's beginning to say that, look, he doesn't want anything. He's ready to surrender. We want to take everybody out. Anybody who has killed should go. People like him should not be allowed. Who are these people funding them, General? That is the $1 million questions. Who are the people funding them? Sometimes they get fundings from kidnapping, armed robbery, and all the things they do. But again, you cannot rule out, because like I told you, in the Northeast, when we arrested some of them, they haven't had currency to change. How did they get those monies? And look, people don't understand that, look, a lot of countries are envious of Nigeria. And they will not want. I remember some people said we're not going to survive more than 2015. This is 2025. We're still surviving.